In Hindu cosmology, religion and science are deeply connected, forming an inseparable whole. Recognized as one of the oldest systems in human history, it provides a profound understanding of the universe and humanity's place within it. In this video, we explore Hindu cosmology, and you will discover how this ancient knowledge, the structure of the universe, explains, while guiding people on their spiritual journey. Hindu cosmology presents the universe as being created and destroyed in endless cycles. These cycles, known as yugas, include the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Each yuga represents different levels of spiritual consciousness and social order. This cyclical concept of time reinforces the belief that the universe is in a constant state of transformation, with each phase building on the one that came before. At the core of Hindu cosmology is the concept of Brahman, which is seen as the source of all existence and the ultimate reality. Brahman represents the fundamental truth and supreme reality of the universe. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, different manifestations of Brahman, are responsible for creation, preservation, and destruction, symbolizing the cyclical nature of the universe. Hindu cosmology also has a long-standing relationship with science, with ancient Indian texts containing advanced knowledge of fields like mathematics, astronomy, and physics. These texts use mathematical models and observations to understand the universe, with Hindu scholars integrating their scientific findings into their religious beliefs. In short, the connection between cosmology, religion, and science in Hinduism provides one of the oldest and most comprehensive understandings of the universe and human existence. Hindu cosmology not only explains the structure of the universe, but also the spiritual journey of humanity, showing the profound philosophical depth of Hinduism. Among the sacred texts of Hinduism, the Vedas and Upanishads provide deep insights into the origin and structure of the world. These ancient scriptures contain religious rituals, moral teachings, and cosmological knowledge. The Vedas, the oldest and most sacred Hindu texts, consist of 4 parts: Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharva Veda. These texts offer information on the creation of the universe, the nature of the gods, and humanity's place in the cosmos. They are considered divine wisdom and the foundation of Hindu cosmology. The Upanishads, the final part of the Vedas, focus on deep philosophical themes, particularly the concepts of Brahman and Atman. Brahman is the ultimate reality of the universe, while Atman is the individual soul. The Upanishads teach that Brahman and Atman are essentially one, and that this unity forms the basis of all existence. These ancient texts also describe the structure of the universe, which is believed to be multi-layered, with each layer representing different levels of existence, such as Bhur Loka, earth, Bhuvar Loka, intermediate world, and Svarga Loka, heaven. These structures highlight the complexity of the universe and the cyclical nature of time, represented by the 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Golden Age; Treta Yuga, Silver Age; Dvapara Yuga, Bronze Age; and Kali Yuga, Iron Age. These ancient texts also contain scientific knowledge, with scholars using astronomy and mathematics to explore the universe. The Vedic understanding of the cosmos reflects a sophisticated blend of religious and scientific insights. The Vedas, Upanishads, and other ancient Hindu texts offer deep insights into the origin and structure of the world. These texts form the cornerstone of Hindu cosmology, revealing humanity's place in the universe. Hindu cosmology distinguishes between the material and spiritual realms, providing a deep philosophical foundation for understanding the structure of the universe. The material realm represents the physical world that we experience daily. It is bound by time and space and is constantly changing. Hindu belief teaches that the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, samsara, dominates the material realm, shaped by the law of karma, where one's actions determine future lives. The material realm serves as a stage for spiritual development, a temporary stop on the soul's journey. In contrast, the spiritual realm represents an infinite and timeless reality beyond the material world. This realm is seen as the abode of absolute peace, happiness, and wisdom. In Hinduism, the highest level of the spiritual realm is associated with Brahman, the supreme soul. At this level, the individual self, Atman, merges with the universal soul, transcending all limitations of the material world. The journey to the spiritual realm involves increasing one's spiritual awareness and freeing oneself from worldly desires. Practices like yoga and meditation help individuals purify themselves from the illusions of the material world and move closer to spiritual truth. As a result, individuals discover their inner nature and unite with universal wisdom. Hindu cosmology delves deeply into the relationship between the material and spiritual realms. The material world is seen as a reflection of the spiritual world, with constant interaction between the two. Everything in the material world has a counterpart in the spiritual realm, and this balance maintains the order of the universe. This interplay highlights the rich philosophical and cosmological traditions of Hinduism. While the spiritual realm is viewed as the ultimate reality, the material realm is considered a necessary stage in the soul's development. In Hindu cosmology, the concepts of Brahmajyoti and Mahat-tattva are essential for explaining the origins of material planetary systems and energies. Brahmajyoti is described as the universal spiritual light, symbolizing the link between the material and spiritual realms. It is considered the fundamental energy of all existence, pervading every corner of the universe. This divine light is the unchanging reality beyond the material world. Material planetary systems are said to emanate from Brahmajyoti, which serves as the starting point for the creation of the material universe. This spiritual light forms the building blocks of the material world and maintains its order. Mahat-tattva is regarded as the fundamental principle of material energy. It contains all the elements of the material universe and plays a significant role in the creation and organization of the material realm. This energy, derived from Brahmajyoti, gives life to all material entities. According to Hindu cosmology, Mahat-tattva is the primordial energy that triggered the formation of the material universe. It is the basis for all elements, planets, and life forms in the material world. Mahat-tattva facilitates the constant transformation of the universe, reflecting the cyclical nature of existence. The relationship between Brahmajyoti and Mahat-tattva reveals the deep and complex structure of Hindu cosmology, where the spiritual light of Brahman is the source of material energy, connecting the material and spiritual dimensions of the universe. Hindu cosmology divides the universe into spiritual and material worlds, explaining the different levels of existence and their interactions in great detail. The spiritual world represents the highest and most sacred reality, while the material world is transient and subject to change. Goloka Dham, the abode of Krishna, is considered the ultimate goal for all beings. It is a realm of infinite happiness, peace, and wisdom, existing beyond time and space. In Goloka Dham, Krishna's divine play and love find their highest expression, making it the most sacred region of the spiritual world. Haridharma represents a significant level within the spiritual world in Hindu cosmology. It is the divine abode of Vishnu and his many avatars, symbolizing wisdom and peace. The various forms of Vishnu illustrate the different facets of the spiritual universe and the universal order. Haridharma is also considered a meeting place for divine beings and those seeking spiritual enlightenment. Devi Dharma, the material realm, is constantly in flux, representing the physical universe's constant transformation. Devi Dharma encapsulates the endless cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, known as samsara. This realm is constrained by time and space and operates under the law of karma. The material world, seen as temporary, serves as a stage for spiritual growth and development. Named after the goddess Divi, who presides over it, this realm highlights the distinction between material and spiritual existence. The transient nature of the material world encourages individuals to pursue spiritual realities and detach from worldly attachments. This duality between spiritual and material realms reflects deep philosophical concepts in Hindu thought. While the spiritual world is a place of ultimate peace and reality, the material world serves as a temporary stage for the soul's progression. Together, they illustrate the complexity and depth of Hindu cosmology. Harid Dhamma and Goloka Dhamma represent the highest and most sacred regions in the spiritual realm, while Divi Dharma signifies the material world's ever-changing and temporary nature. In Hindu cosmology, different paths of yoga lead to spiritual enlightenment and these spiritual realms. Each path caters to varying inclinations and lifestyles, supporting individual spiritual development. Among the most widely practiced types of yoga are Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Karma Yoga. Each of these offers unique methods for accessing spiritual realms and fostering spiritual growth. Bhakti Yoga is the path of love and devotion. Practitioners of this form of yoga express their deep devotion to God through rituals, prayers, hymns, and meditation. Bhakti Yoga represents a deep yearning to connect with the divine presence of God. By purifying the heart and soul, individuals can access the spiritual realms and achieve union with God, free from ego and material desires. Those who follow this path often strive to reach the highest spiritual realms, such as Goloka Dhamma or Harid Dhamma, through pure devotion and surrender to God's grace. Jnana Yoga, on the other hand, is the path of knowledge and wisdom. This type of yoga is centered on attaining enlightenment through acquiring true knowledge. Jnana yogis seek spiritual truth through studying sacred texts, meditating, and contemplating deeply on the nature of existence. By purifying the mind and intellect, practitioners increase their mental and spiritual awareness, which allows them to access higher spiritual realms. Jnana yogis aim to unite with Brahman, the ultimate reality, by understanding themselves and the universe. Karma Yoga is the path of action and service. This form of yoga encourages individuals to perform their daily duties and actions with pure intentions and selflessness, devoid of selfish desires or attachments to worldly outcomes. For karma yogis, every action becomes an act of worship, with the goal of surrendering the results of those actions to God. By doing so, they purify themselves from material attachments and direct their focus toward the spiritual realms, achieving true freedom and spiritual fulfillment through service. Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Karma Yoga offer distinct paths to spiritual enlightenment and access to the spiritual realms. Each path accommodates different personalities, inclinations, and lifestyles, making them accessible to a broad range of individuals. Bhakti Yoga emphasizes love and devotion. Jnana Yoga focuses on knowledge and wisdom, and Karma Yoga centers on action and selfless service. Together, these yogic paths represent the richness of Hindu philosophy, guiding practitioners on their spiritual journeys. Vedic cosmology intricately describes the universe's structure by classifying planetary systems into a hierarchical order. This classification explains the various layers of the universe and the spiritual and material characteristics of the planets within them. According to Vedic cosmology, there are 14 major planetary systems divided into 3 main categories: Urvaloka, Madhyaloka, and Adholoka. Urvaloka represents the highest and most spiritual levels of existence. These planetary systems are home to divine beings and souls with elevated consciousness. Sacred regions like Goloka Dhamma and Harid Dhamma reside within Urvaloka, offering realms of absolute peace, wisdom, and bliss. Other planets in Urvaloka include Swarga, the realm of Indra, king of the gods, and Mahaloka, where great sages and saints engage in deep meditation and spiritual practice. Madhyaloka serves as the transitional region between the material and spiritual worlds. Planets in this realm, such as Purloka, Earth, Bhuvarloka, intermediate world, and Svarloka, realm of demigods, offer both spiritual and material experiences. This realm plays a crucial role in an individual's spiritual journey, providing opportunities for growth and transformation. Adholoka represents the lowest and most material levels of existence. These planetary systems are inhabited by beings with lower levels of consciousness and are characterized by suffering and punitive karmic experiences. Regions like Patala, a realm of distress and torment, and Naraka, where souls are punished for their sins, exist in Adholoka. Souls in these regions undergo purification through their experiences of karma. Vedic cosmology divides the universe into 14 major planetary systems, categorized into Urvaloka, higher planets, Madhyaloka, middle planets, and Adholoka, lower planets. These classifications explain the varying levels of existence, spiritual development, and material characteristics within each realm. Urvaloka represents the highest spiritual levels, Madhyaloka, the transitional regions, and Adholoka, the lowest material levels. Vedic cosmology provides further insight into the conditions of life within these planetary systems. The upper planetary systems are seen as ideal realms for beings to live in peace, wisdom, and happiness, while the lower planets are associated with more difficult and challenging conditions. For instance, in the upper planetary systems like Swargaloka, beings enjoy eternal youth, free from the limitations of sickness, aging, or death. The residents of these realms are beings of light and energy, and their existence is characterized by spiritual bliss. Conversely, the lower planetary systems, such as Patala and Naraka, are regions where beings experience karmic consequences and hardships. Physical bodies in these realms are denser and more material, and life expectancy is shorter, with suffering, sickness, and difficulties being common. Patala, for instance, is inhabited by beings of lower energy levels, while Naraka is a realm where sinful souls are punished and purified. Vedic cosmology reveals a rich and complex understanding of the universe and the spiritual journey of the soul. The upper planetary systems provide conditions for spiritual advancement and peace, while the lower systems serve as places of purification and karmic retribution. The cosmological structure reflects the belief that life's experiences, whether positive or challenging, are part of the soul's ongoing development towards spiritual enlightenment. Naraka, hell. In Vedic cosmology, Naraka is considered the realm of punishment, often referred to as hell. It is where sinful souls are sent to face the consequences of their actions and undergo a process of purification. Contrary to the common depiction of hell in many other religious traditions as a place of eternal torment, Naraka is more of a temporary realm, where individuals face the results of their karma before eventually being reincarnated. The purpose of Naraka and the lower planetary systems in Vedic philosophy is not just punitive, but also rehabilitative. Souls experiencing suffering in these realms are given opportunities to reflect on their past deeds and learn valuable lessons. The trials and challenges faced in these lower worlds are essential for spiritual growth, helping beings to free themselves from material attachments and move towards spiritual enlightenment. The lower planetary systems act as a testing ground for souls, where they can confront the consequences of their actions, both good and bad. These experiences are integral to the soul's journey, as they provide the necessary push to detach from worldly desires and pursue spiritual goals. The lessons learned in these realms become stepping stones toward higher levels of existence, ultimately leading the soul closer to moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth and death. In conclusion, the lower planetary systems in Vedic cosmology, including Naraka, are not places of eternal damnation, but are instead part of a larger system designed to facilitate spiritual development. Souls who dwell here undergo purification through the consequences of their karma, ultimately contributing to their overall growth and progress toward enlightenment. The upper and lower planetary systems and their influence on life. The upper and lower planetary systems in Vedic cosmology represent different levels of existence within the universe, each having its own unique characteristics and purpose. These systems are intricately connected to the spiritual evolution of all beings. The upper planets are characterized by peace, happiness, and a long lifespan. Life here is serene and spiritually rich, with beings focused on maintaining their connection with the divine and achieving higher levels of consciousness. These realms are home to deities, sages, and spiritually advanced beings who have overcome many of the challenges associated with material existence. On the other hand, life in the lower planets is marked by suffering, disease, and a shorter lifespan. Here, beings are often caught in cycles of material desires and attachments, experiencing the direct consequences of their actions through karma. Despite the suffering in these realms, they serve an important function by providing necessary experiences for spiritual growth. It is through these challenges that beings develop the desire to seek higher spiritual truths and ultimately move closer to enlightenment. The duality between the upper and lower planetary systems illustrates the balance of the universe, where every being, regardless of their current state, is on a spiritual journey. The challenges of the lower realms and the peace of the upper realms work together to guide beings through the lessons they need to progress spiritually. This holistic view of the universe and life within it shows the depth of Hindu cosmology. It helps explain the conditions of life in different realms, all contributing to the overall spiritual development of each soul. Through these experiences, beings evolve, grow in understanding, and ultimately transcend the material world. Satyaloka and the highest realms in Vedic cosmology. In Vedic cosmology, Satyaloka, also known as Brahmaloka, is considered one of the highest realms in the universe and the abode of Brahma, the creator god. This sacred realm is home to beings who have attained the highest levels of consciousness, characterized by profound spiritual knowledge, peace, and wisdom. In Satyaloka, beings exist beyond the limitations of the material world. Time and space, as we understand them, no longer apply here, as the inhabitants have transcended the dualities of the material universe. Instead, they live in a state of pure consciousness, continuously experiencing divine bliss and profound spiritual insight under Brahma's guidance. One of the most fascinating aspects of Satyaloka is the presence of vimanas, which are divine vehicles controlled by mantras. These vehicles are not just physical means of transportation, but are imbued with spiritual energies that allow beings to move effortlessly between different realms of existence. The concept of vimanas reflects the high level of spiritual awareness and consciousness that beings in Satyaloka possess. Through these divine vehicles, they can undertake spiritual journeys, explore different planes of the universe, and further develop their spiritual abilities. The beings in Satyaloka have reached deep levels of spiritual wisdom, understanding the mysteries of the universe and the nature of creation. They have achieved what can be considered the ultimate spiritual goal, the merging of the individual self with the universal truth. At this stage, they no longer experience the illusions and limitations of the material world. They live in a state of absolute peace and divine knowledge. For those on a spiritual quest, Satyaloka represents one of the highest destinations. It is the meeting place for souls who have achieved enlightenment, where they practice and spread spiritual knowledge under the guidance of Brahma. This realm serves as a beacon for those aspiring to reach the pinnacle of spiritual wisdom. Satyaloka is a realm of profound spiritual knowledge, peace, and divine guidance. It represents the highest levels of consciousness in the universe, offering beings the opportunity to merge with universal truth and live in absolute harmony with the cosmos. The rich symbolism of vimanas, divine vehicles controlled by mantras, further underscores the spiritual significance of this realm. Through the teachings of Brahma, the inhabitants of Satyaloka continue to grow and share their wisdom, contributing to the overall balance and spiritual development of the universe. Tapaloka and Jnanaloka, the realms of sages and spiritual teachers. Among the various realms described in Vedic cosmology, Tapaloka and Jnanaloka hold special significance as places where great sages and spiritual teachers reside. These realms are characterized by deep spiritual practice, meditation, and the pursuit of higher consciousness. Tapaloka derives its name from the Sanskrit word tap, meaning heat or austerity. The beings who dwell in this realm have attained great spiritual power through intense meditation and austerity. They practice tapasya, a form of spiritual discipline and devotion that focuses on purifying the mind, body, and soul. Through their dedication, these beings have developed the ability to transcend worldly desires and attachments, focusing solely on achieving spiritual enlightenment. The inhabitants of Tapaloka are sages who have mastered the art of meditation and possess extraordinary spiritual abilities. They work intensively to develop their inner powers, often using their time in this realm to engage in deep contemplation and spiritual exploration. The atmosphere in Tapaloka is one of tranquility and peace, where the only focus is on spiritual advancement. Jnanaloka, on the other hand, is known as the realm of wisdom and spiritual knowledge. This is where spiritual teachers and sages share their insights with one another, engaging in discussions about the nature of the universe, the spiritual journey of humanity, and the ultimate truth. In Jnanaloka, beings have attained high levels of consciousness, allowing them to explore the deeper mysteries of life and existence. The inhabitants of Jnanaloka work to understand Vedic wisdom and the cosmic laws that govern the universe. Their quest is to achieve universal wisdom and spiritual truths, which they then share with others. The interactions between the sages in Jnanaloka are not just exchanges of knowledge, but are profound experiences that elevate the consciousness of everyone involved. In conclusion, Tapaloka and Jnanaloka are sacred realms where sages and spiritual teachers engage in deep meditation and the pursuit of wisdom. These realms represent different stages of spiritual development, with Tapaloka focused on discipline and austerity, and Jnanaloka centered on wisdom and understanding. Together, these realms provide valuable insights into the spiritual journey of humanity and help guide beings toward higher levels of consciousness. Mahaloka and Dhruvaloka, the abodes of yogis and great souls. In Vedic cosmology, Mahaloka and Dhruvaloka are realms known for their association with yogis, great sages, and spiritually advanced beings. These planes are considered special abodes where deep spiritual practice and the quest for wisdom are central to existence. Mahaloka is a realm inhabited by yogis and sages who have achieved high levels of spiritual consciousness. It is a place where beings engage in deep meditation and spiritual discipline, seeking to transcend the material world and reach higher levels of awareness. The atmosphere in Mahaloka is one of serenity and spiritual focus, where the inhabitants devote themselves to understanding the mysteries of the universe. One of the most famous residents of Mahaloka is the sage Bhrigu Muni, a revered figure in Vedic literature known for his profound wisdom. The inhabitants of Mahaloka, including Bhrigu Muni, work to attain universal wisdom and peace, transcending the limitations of the material world. Dhruvaloka, on the other hand, is known in Vedic cosmology as the pole star. It represents a fixed, unchanging reality, in contrast to the ever-changing nature of the material universe. This realm is the abode of Dhruva, a great soul known for his devotion and spiritual power. Dhruva's unwavering devotion to the divine elevated him to the status of a fixed point in the universe, and Dhruvaloka is named in his honor. In Vedic tradition, Dhruva's story serves as a reminder of the power of devotion and spiritual discipline. His journey from a young prince seeking approval to a spiritually realized being who found inner peace illustrates the importance of unwavering faith on the spiritual path. The significance of Dhruvaloka lies in its representation of stability and permanence in the universe. It is a realm that shines brightly as the North Star, guiding travelers both physically and spiritually. The beings who reside in Dhruvaloka are tasked with maintaining the order of the universe, serving as sources of inspiration for those on spiritual journeys. The fixed and stable nature of Dhruvaloka contrasts with the impermanence of the material world, reminding us that true peace and enlightenment come from finding inner stability. The story of Dhruva and the teachings of Dhruvaloka encourage spiritual seekers to remain steadfast in their practice, even in the face of challenges. Mahaloka and Dhruvaloka are realms that symbolize deep spiritual practice and the quest for wisdom. These planes offer valuable insights into the spiritual journey, emphasizing the importance of meditation, devotion, and inner stability. Through the stories and teachings associated with these realms, we gain a deeper understanding of the spiritual path and the ultimate goal of enlightenment. Time in the universe. One of the most fascinating aspects of Vedic cosmology is its understanding of time. Unlike the linear concept of time commonly accepted in many modern societies, Vedic cosmology presents time as a relative phenomenon that flows differently depending on the spiritual and material characteristics of each planet. For example, time flows differently on the moon, Chandra Loka, than it does on Earth. According to Vedic texts, one day on the moon is equivalent to 6 months on Earth. This difference in the perception of time is attributed to the unique spiritual and material energies of each realm. The slower flow of time on the moon allows beings to engage in longer periods of meditation and spiritual practice, contributing to their overall spiritual development. Similarly, in Brahmaloka, Satya Loka, where Brahma resides, time flows even more slowly. One day in Brahmaloka is equivalent to thousands of years on Earth. This highlights the advanced spiritual state of beings in this realm, where time almost comes to a standstill, allowing for deep contemplation and spiritual growth. The concept of relative time is also evident in other planetary systems. In Svargaloka, heaven, time flows faster than it does on Earth, while in Patala, the lower realms, time flows more slowly. These differences in the perception of time shape the spiritual and material experiences of the beings who reside in these realms. Understanding the relative nature of time in Vedic cosmology helps us to grasp the complexity and multidimensionality of the universe. Time is not a fixed concept, but is instead a fluid and dynamic element that contributes to the spiritual journey of beings. Each planet offers a different experience of time, allowing for varying opportunities for growth, learning, and spiritual advancement. Time in Vedic cosmology is relative and flows differently on each planet. This concept reveals the complexity of the universe and the multidimensionality of existence. By understanding the different perceptions of time, we gain insight into the spiritual development of beings and their journey toward enlightenment. The 7 oceans in Vedic cosmology, symbolism and spiritual meaning. Another unique element of Vedic cosmology is the description of 7 types of oceans, each representing a different realm beyond the material world. These oceans are not just physical bodies of water, but are also symbolic of various spiritual qualities and stages of development. The salty ocean. This ocean symbolizes the seas and oceans of Earth. It represents the boundaries of the material world and serves as a reminder of the continuous cycle of life. The salty ocean is a symbol of the source of life and the sustenance of existence. The milk ocean. Known for its pure white color, the milk ocean symbolizes purity, abundance, and spiritual purification. In Hindu mythology, the milk ocean is where Lord Vishnu rests, maintaining the balance of the universe. This ocean represents divine creation and preservation. The Yogurt, curd, ocean. The Yogurt ocean symbolizes the transformation and nourishment of life. Yogurt, which is produced from milk, represents the inner development of the soul and the process of spiritual growth. The ghee, clarified butter. Ocean. The ocean of ghee symbolizes purity, sacredness, and divine energy. Ghee is used in many religious rituals, and this ocean represents access to spiritual light and the purifying power of divine energy. The sugarcane juice ocean. The sweetness of this ocean symbolizes the joys and pleasures of life. It is a reminder of the sweetness of nature and the divine satisfaction that comes from living in harmony with the universe. The wine ocean. The wine ocean represents spiritual ecstasy and divine love. It symbolizes the intoxication that comes from being deeply connected with the divine, leading to liberation from worldly attachments. The freshwater ocean. The freshwater ocean symbolizes purity, renewal, and the source of life. It represents the continuous process of inner purification and spiritual growth, essential for the development of the soul. Each of these oceans represents a different aspect of life and spiritual development, contributing to the rich symbolism of Vedic cosmology. By understanding the significance of these oceans, we gain a deeper appreciation of the spiritual journey and the various stages of growth that occur along the way. In conclusion, the 7 oceans in Vedic cosmology represent different spiritual and symbolic aspects of life. Each ocean offers valuable insights into the nature of the universe and the process of spiritual development. Together, they form a comprehensive framework that helps us to understand the richness and complexity of the spiritual path. The cyclical nature of the universe, destruction and rebirth in Vedic cosmology. In Vedic cosmology, the universe is understood to be cyclical, with all planetary systems periodically destroyed and reborn. This cyclical process is fundamental to the cosmic order and ensures the continuity and renewal of the universe. The cycles of destruction, pralaya, and rebirth, srushti, represent the infinite and constant transformation of existence. Pralaya refers to the dissolution or disappearance of the universe, during which all material entities temporarily cease to exist. There are different types of pralaya, each covering a specific period of time. For example, Naimitika pralaya occurs at the end of Brahma's day and represents the end of smaller cycles in the universe. In contrast, Prakritika pralaya involves the complete dissolution of all material entities, returning them to their original state. After the period of destruction comes Srushti, the rebirth and recreation of the universe. This process is guided by Brahma, the creator god, and marks the beginning of a new cycle. During Srushti, planetary systems, beings, and universal orders are reborn, and the universe is revitalized. The cyclical nature of the universe emphasizes that all entities are in a constant state of change and transformation. Nothing in the material world is permanent, and everything eventually returns to its original form before being reborn. This understanding of the cyclical nature of existence plays a significant role in Hindu philosophy, helping us to appreciate the transient nature of life and the importance of spiritual development. The processes of destruction and rebirth are necessary for maintaining the universal order and ensuring the continuous spiritual growth of beings. Through these cycles, the universe remains dynamic and alive, constantly evolving and transforming. This cyclical structure reveals the rich and profound philosophical framework of Vedic cosmology. The cyclical nature of the universe in Vedic cosmology represents the continuous transformation and renewal of existence. The processes of destruction, pralaya, and rebirth, srushti, maintain the balance of the universe and ensure the ongoing spiritual development of beings. This understanding of the cyclical nature of life helps us to navigate the challenges of existence with grace and resilience, knowing that everything is part of a larger, ongoing process of growth and transformation. Final thoughts. The rich and profound structure of Vedic cosmology offers a unique perspective on the nature of the universe, time, and spiritual development. The upper and lower planetary systems, the symbolic oceans, and the cyclical nature of destruction and rebirth all provide valuable insights into the spiritual journey of humanity. By understanding these concepts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and multidimensionality of existence. Vedic cosmology teaches us that life is a dynamic and ever-changing process, filled with opportunities for growth and spiritual advancement. Whether we are experiencing the challenges of the lower realms or the peace of the upper realms, every moment offers a chance to learn, evolve, and move closer to enlightenment. If you are interested in exploring more about these profound topics, please subscribe to our channel. We regularly share content that delves into the depths of Vedic philosophy, offering insights and guidance for those on their spiritual journey. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.